my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. It is a very great afternoon to you wherever you are on the globe, especially on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, or right here in Asia. Dear friend, welcome to this very special afternoon edition. It is Wednesday, midweek for that matter. Well, the big news, the big breaking news I have for you this afternoon outside of Chelsea. Yes, but it is huge and it is big. Why? Because it is about one of our own legendary coaches. Jose Mourinho was sacked last season. Oh yes, he was sacked last season from AS Roma after taking them through the Conference League, which they won after so many years of not winning trophies. Second season, Europa League finalist. Third season, he was still in Europa League. But I think is it sixth on the Italian league table for him to be sacked. Now, the so-called savior that they brought in, oh yes, De Rossi, the savior that they brought in, Daniele De Rossi, to save them. He came in only to continue where Jose Mourinho left the club. I mean, it was the same squad, the same players. And he didn't achieve anything with them. The season ended. They went for pre-season. How many games played this season? Dear friends, the big breaking news I have for you this afternoon is that AS Roma have sacked the manager, Daniele De Rossi. Yes, after 3 points in 4 games. 3 points in 4 games. That is a savior for you. 3 points in 4 games. De Rossi has been fired by Roma owners Fredkin family. It is what it is. Go to the Turkish league. Jose Mourinho is currently leading the Turkish league. The special one. You give him the tools, you provide. He managed AS Roma with the limited resources. AS Roma never spent up to 20 million in a season. Jose took over. It has always been free agent. Players that other teams don't want, other clubs don't want, free. He goes in, he gets them to the club. Just imagine, Jose made use of dead woods and won you guys trophies. You sack him at the middle of his season. I mean, AS Roma fans, I remember very well, they cried, they shed tears. Now the savior you brought in, the season just began. 3 points in 4 games. You can't have another coach like Jose. No. You can't. Now, Fenerbahce, they are the ones enjoying it. They are enjoying the wins. The fans of Fenerbahce, they are already in love with Jose Mourinho. The club is already in love with Jose Mourinho. Oh yes, it is what it is. For me, Jose is always my best. He is always my best, dear friend. All right, moving on from Jose Mourinho. Let me move to Bayern Munich. Vincent Kompany taking Burnley to relegation. And many of you thought, oh, his career is dead and gone. From nowhere, Bayern came in and said, Vincent Kompany, you are the one we want. You are the right person to take up this job. From Thomas Tuchel. Even though it was a difficult issue then. Because they were more like trying to sack Thomas Tuchel at the middle of the season, yet they couldn't. They announced his departure even before the season ended. There were some players within the Bayern squad that were sabotaging him. And he accepted the fact that, okay, he said, once the season is over, I'm going. By the time the season ends, the team began to pick up again. And at that moment, Bayern did everything possible to get the replacement for Thomas Tuchel. They did everything possible. They contacted over 5 different coaches, including Hans Flick. They all turned the job down. They finally fell on Vincent Kompany. Oh yes, the Man City legend, Vincent Kompany. Today, Vincent Kompany is doing wonders with the same Bayern squad. Last night, 5-0 in Champions League victory. You see, I listened to his pep talk in a dressing room and I'm like, yeah, this is a man speaking. This is the way he was speaking to the players out of like frustration and anger, calling names, yet they delivered for him. This is what he said. This is what he said. Vincent Kompany on people who said Bayern job was bigger than him. He said, I will tell you something in a quick way just to prove a point. I was born in Brussels. You know Brussels, Belgium? Yes. He said, my dad was a refugee who came from Congo in Africa. Yes. What are my chances of even playing in the Premier League? What was my chances of playing in the Premier League? Winning something as a player, playing for the national team of Belgium. The odds were 0.000 something. Now I am a coach. Do you just stop believing in yourself and what you can achieve because of what other people say? The mentality is to keep going, and in the end, if you fail, you fail. If you succeed, you succeed. But you can always become better. This guy this is a motivation for me this morning to keep going. He said, online, you can always find stuff. So I really don't take it personal. Online, on the internet, on social media, you can always find stuff, people talking anything about you. But he says that he doesn't take it personal. Now, his job at Bayern is flourishing. This is more than what motivation for you this hour. Wherever you are, never to give up. Not what people say about you. He took Burnley to relegation. And we all thought his career of being a coach is over. Now, one of the biggest clubs, in fact, Real Madrid, if you put Real Madrid by the side, the next biggest club in the world, in my own opinion, is Bayern Munich. Forget about Manchester United, forget about Chelsea and Man City, AC Milan. No. You put Bayern Munich, just put Real Madrid by the side. The next biggest club in the world is Bayern Munich. Oh yes, and that is where he is right now. And he's motivating you and I this afternoon. Dear friends, that it is what it is. Well, quickly, let's get back to our own business, Chelsea, right? Okay, I promised you in my first episode this morning that I was going to talk about Victor Osimhen, Nicolas Jackson, and Mikel Obi. And many of you, send me a message trying to caution. Well, dear friends, before I go to that, and I'll soon be ending this video because I'll not go too far. You see, in our game against Bournemouth, you see, Bournemouth manager, Andani Iraola, still in awe of Sanchez performances. And we never spoke much about our goalkeeper. But the head coach of Bournemouth, Andoni Iraola, has still got something. He still got something to say about our goalkeeping. Our goalkeeper, Sanchez. After the game, we did not talk so much about him on this platform. Dear friends, this is what he said. Before I will elaborate, this is what he said. He said, when you play against this, the keeper, defenders, forwards, you have to be very good and clinical. And don't make big mistakes. And a lot of things you need to have. The reward against these kind of teams. You see, on Ryan Christie's effort that struck the post, he said, I think Robert Sanchez touches the ball. I think it's amazing save from the keeper. You know why I brought this up, ladies and gentlemen? Chelsea fans, you and I, especially myself, I don't know much about you, but especially myself, I have been one of those that were against Sanchez. I never liked him. Especially seeing Petrovic during the later part of last season when Sanchez got injured. We all agreed, we all said it, that look, Petrovic is far better than Sanchez, right? Is Sanchez trying to prove a point to us? Oh my goodness. The truth of the matter is that it was Sanchez that saved Chelsea from the loss in our last game against Bournemouth. It was Sanchez. Besides the penalty that he saved, he made some good saves, and that is what the head coach of Bournemouth is pointing out here. He made some serious saves that I've never, since we signed him. I would say that it is his first ever game for Chelsea that I was so pleased with. Since Chelsea signed him, he is the first ever save that he made in Chelsea shirts, in Chelsea Football Club. Dear friends, well, like I said the other day, maybe Enzo Maresca is seeing something different in Sanchez that we are not seeing. That's why we prefer, George Petrovic. But as it is right now, Sanchez is making that position his own. Dear friend, even though we signed Philip Jorgensen also, yeah, he's there, but we are not seeing much of him yet. We are seeing Sanchez, wonders right now. Okay? All right, quickly. Sky Sports, every opportunity they got, they want to talk about Chelsea. Every opportunity Sky Sports panelists they have, it is all about Chelsea. And they are at it again with our lineup against Bournemouth. And the kind of players we have, attacking players we have right there in Chelsea. You see, and sometimes when I listen to them carefully, they are one of the mainstream media. Yeah. So we need to listen to when they speak. They are one of the mainstream media outlets, Sky Sports. They've got so much talent within their squad. Will Jadon Sancho play Chelsea's next game after impressing against Bournemouth? That is the question they're asking. Dear friends, is it their business? You know what? I brought it because I believe that it's not their business. Sancho is not Chelsea's player. I made it. I spoke at length about him in my last episode. If you have not watched it, go out there and watch the first video of the day. Dear friend, quickly before I let you go this afternoon, nobody out there can tell me that this Chelsea squad is not good enough to compete in the Premier League this season. We might not be able to win the league, but I don't expect Chelsea to go below 3rd and 4th position on the league table. I don't believe so. Now, quickly, let me end with this. Last night on beIN Sports, Champions League time, on beIN Sports, Mikel Obi was at it again. He was asked about the situation at Chelsea regarding himself and Nicolas Jackson. And he elaborated. He tried to explain his attacks or his criticism on Nicolas Jackson. Now, let me say it very clearly in this place, on this platform. I am not in any way against Mr. Mikel Obi. And I am not in any way supporting Nicolas Jackson to be playing nonsense when he has opportunity to score goals. He is a player that I like. I believe that with time, he will grow into the game. He has a lot of talent. I mean, his gameplay is very good. He positions himself well. And good enough. Last night, listening to Mikel Obi for once, he said something. He said he was never against Mikel Obi for his positioning or his play or his style of play. He was never saying Nicolas Jackson never, show good attitude or is not a good player. He was only critical about him not scoring the goals that he's supposed to score. He also said, I criticize him because he misses so much chances. And he scored one goal and told me to shut up. He said, I criticize him for made so many opportunities, which I believe many of you guys all out there will agree with me with. And he scored one goal and he asked me to shut up. Dear friends, well, I'm clapping for both gentlemen, both Nicolas Jackson and Mikel Obi, because they both finally will find a ground to stand on. I am not in any way to judge either of them. But I believe, as Mikel has spoken and clarified the issues, let this be the end of it. Let's bury it. I just want to hope that Jackson will come back stronger. I like it when he himself said, when he's being booed, he comes out stronger. John Obi Mikel said, I have always said what I have said about Nicholas Jackson. He is a good player. I'm quoting Mikel Obi for you here. He said, I have always said what I said about Nicholas Jackson. He is a good player. There is not once I have said he is a bad player. The only criticism is his finishing needs to be much better. In terms of giving us what we want, being in the right place at the right time, he does for the team. Being at the right place at the right time, Nicholas Jackson does that for the team. He is a good player. All that Mikel Obi is saying is Jackson delivering the goals, period. And I agree with him on that. Now that he has clarified this, we move on. We are together in this game. Chelsea Football Club, we all love it when we are winning. So on this note, dear friends, I'll see you guys in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.